Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings and the first episode in our Home Brew series. So just to be completely clear and transparent, this is not beer that I made. I don't make my own beer. I used to. Back in the 90s, I made some home brew for a while to varying degrees of success. But no, this is beer that has been gifted to the show. I've been doing this show for about a little over a year now, about 15 months thereabouts. And in that time, I've had a few people reach out and ask if I would be willing to do an episode on their homebrew. Why not? And someone actually brought me some this week, so we're going to start with that. And actually, this is someone I reached out about trying their beer rather than him contacting me. So my friend Chris Rampage, who I've not seen in quite a while, but I've always heard that he makes really good beer. I might have tried some like a few years back, but his wife posted on Facebook one day drinking one of his beers, and it's just like, yes, right, Chris makes beer, and supposedly really, really good. And I just reached out and said, hey, what do you think? Can I feature this on my show? And a few days ago, a shoebox of beer arrived at my home. So we'll start off with a little unboxing of all the beers that he had brought to me. There's a sheet here that gives all the information I need on all the beers. And I mean, they don't have labels or anything, so but I'll bring them out and show you anyway. There's a California Common, which is about 6% alcohol. A Christmas Old Ale, which he says was aged in oak chips soaked in bourbon. So the Christmas Old Ale soaked in bourbon. Okay, what else do we have here? We have Thames Valley Porter. Now this you can see like a little bit of sediment on the glass there. There's a little bit of sediment there, and that was always kind of the thing with home brewing too, right? Like you don't have the filtration systems that a bigger brewer is going to have, so that's just kind of par for the course. There's a Weiss beer, a Norwegian farmhouse malt ale. This sounds really, really interesting. And in the fridge, I have an English bitter. I figure I would start with something that a style that I know I like and I know what it's supposed to taste like, and kind of work my way up to this Norwegian farmhouse malt ale. I was actually on the phone with Chris the other night. We talked for about an hour, mostly about this Norwegian style beer. It sounds pretty wild, so we're going to work our way up to that. I have a feeling starting with that might be too much. I might not want to do a full homebrew series. Who knows? I mean, I might love it. I might hate it. I don't know. I don't even think Chris knows what to make of it yet, and he made the stuff. So yeah, I've got the English bitter chilling right now. Mostly because I do tend to... I like my beer at least a little bit chilled. Even something like an English bitter, which can be served at room temperature. Can be like, you go to the pub in England, a lot of times it's served room temperature. And it's very good that way, but I just like my beer just a little bit chilled. So I put it in the fridge about an hour ago, and we're going to try that right away. With this series of videos, I'm going to do one of these beers a week for the next few weeks, like let's say every Monday. In addition to the videos I'm already planning on doing for the next few weeks, I'm going to do one of each of these beers along the way. So they'll be generally shorter videos because we are just looking at one beer. But that said, this one probably a bit longer because we did the unboxing and explain everything. This is also the only one he put a label on. He said he used to put more labels on his beers, but then, they're hard to wash off and everything like that. And he's not doing it commercially. He's doing it for himself and his friends and his family. So he's, the label doesn't matter so much. If it's extra work, like what you don't need to do that. But look at that. It's got Graham Chapman from Monty Python and the Holy Grail in there. So I'll toast this one to you, Graham Chapman. All right, so it's the first time I've used this wall-mounted opener in a while, but here we go. Yeah, look at that. That's well, maybe you don't really see the steam coming off there. It was really dramatic for a second there, but all right, that was worth all that setup, huh? that was worth all that setup. Okay, so obviously I don't have any Chris Rampich branded glassware, so I'm just gonna have to go with a plain old pint glass here. So let's do a pour and see how this goes. Oh, you got to see this. Pouring out of frame. What? Come on, Mackenzie. All right, here we go. That's it looks like what I expect a English bitter to look like. It's got that kind of caramel color, light tan head. Maybe the head's a little more active and kind of fizzy than I normally think of. But again, it's not like I poured this out of a bottle. It wasn't like a cask pour. It's not like pouring one of those nitro beers from the can or anything. This is straight from the bottle, so it's gonna be a little different in that way, I guess. Very sweet on the nose. A little boozy on the nose too, actually. I don't get that very often. I don't get like a very boozy smell. I definitely get that with this. But very sweet. Malty, very like, I don't know if it's like rye or something, or very malty. I got my nose right in there. That's what, like Brian the Beer Snob often says on his videos. Another beer tuber that I watch, and he always says, you're getting a good sniff when you get a little bit of foam on your nose. All right, enough with the nose. Let's go for a taste on this. This is very good. Definitely sweeter than I was expecting. And I mean, I have had some very sweet English style beers in the past, but this one's it's quite sweet. Um, it's nice though. It's very sweet up front, and then it kind of mellows out a bit, and you get a nice bitter finish on that. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, Chris, if you're ever looking to like crowdsource, open up a tap room or something, let me know. What can I tell you about Chris? I mean, he gets his kids to help him bottle his beer, so that's good. Uh, he's been doing this, he said, for a little over 10 years. Prior to that, he did do a few years where he was making beer from kits, which is kind of the style of home brewing I did back in the 90s. And then he moved into doing it with recipes that he found online and found in books. It says he gets a lot of his ingredients from Grain to Glass. Grain to Glass is a brew supply store in Winnipeg that also brews some pretty nice beers themselves that are available in cans in various beer stores and liquor marts throughout the city and province. I think I did an episode on Grain to Glass beers before, and yeah, they do some pretty nice stuff. Yeah, so he's been at that for a little while. He says, well, I asked him about the ingredients, and he said he has been known to forage in the white shell for juniper. That is what he used in that Norwegian beer that we're going to do a little later on. A few weeks from now, we're going to do that Norwegian beer. Like the mouthfeel is perfect. Like, yeah, it really does feel like I'm having a beer in an English pub. Like it's the mouthfeel consistency of that is like bang on. And I'd say that that initial sweetness I'm not getting as much now as I'm drinking more of it. I'm getting a little more of the bitterness, the hop bitterness in here. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying some of these others. This, like I said, is really, really good. Again, it's a style I know I like, and he pretty much nailed it. Again, a little sweeter than I was expecting, but it's not a complaint at all. It's just I was surprised that it was a little bit sweet up front. But no, this is a very good beer. I'm quite happy with this. Thank you, Chris, for sharing this with me, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of your beers with my viewers over the next few weeks. Maybe we might even have to get you in here to talk about the Norwegian beer that you made, because I found that conversation so fascinating. I want to be able to make sure I can impart all that information on people. I can't wait to get to that, but we're going to build up to it, as I said. And if you're a new viewer to the show, you're into homebrews and found this video, please subscribe to the channel. So I try to do a video about once a week or so. Sometimes more than that, sometimes less. Depends kind of, I guess, what's going on in my real life. But yeah, I don't really call them reviews, but tasting videos. I try to do one a week or so. So yeah, so feel free to subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again. Cheers, everybody.